Earlier on my radio show, earlier this week on my note from the GED section, I talked about the fact that the FBI had introduced a report in 2006 that said that police departments across the United States of America were infiltrated, heavily so, with white supremacists, white nationalists. And I think to everybody but black or brown America, everybody pretty much knew, we knew that to be true. Mm-hmm. There is a reason why so many pedophiles are priests or coaches or Boy Scout leaders, or they are in a position to be above reproach and still have access to victims. They want to be above reproach and still have access to victims. That is why I submit that a lot of police officers who are inclined to be this way go into law enforcement. They are above reproach, but a lot of access to victims. What better way to manifest your hatreds and biases than to get a job where nobody questions you and you can do whatever you want? There is a reason that this happens, because initially this was why police departments policed us. It wasn't to keep us safe, it's to keep us from places we didn't belong. To keep us in our place. Behind these tracks, never over here. It was to keep the world safe from us. To keep us where we belong. Now that mission is supposed to be changed. So if it's changing, why don't we do things differently? If you in fact are here to protect and serve as your mission states, as it says on the side of your door, why don't we change that? Why is it that we do not ask police officers or find out their racial biases? We find out about their credit history. I talked about that. Have bad credit, see if you're going to be a police officer. Be a domestic abuser, see if you're going to be a police officer. Have any kind of mental disorder, see if you're going to be a police officer. And not only do they ask, they check. It's so easy to find out what people are thinking, because through social media, if you want to get a job nowadays, anybody, I defy you to find a human resources manager in the country that doesn't look at your social media. And it tells you everything you need to know. That the young man that was in the Coast Guard who was talking about killing all the Americans, who now is free, where'd they find him at? Social media. The young man who shot at the synagogue the other day, where'd they find him at? Social media. If we want to know the answers, we have to ask the question. And I think it's high time that we stop pretending like you should be above reproach. No one is. Reagan had a famous saying, trust but verify. We trust you, but you won't answer these questions. There is a reason things keep repeating themselves, because we pretend to be a thing that we are not. We deserve, and I mean we as human beings, deserve to be policed by people who are at least fair and neutral. But if you have a bias, we should find it out. We should find it out. We should suss it out. Just like you do if I have bad credit. Why do you do that? Because if I have bad credit, what will I do to get money? If I have a substance abuse problem, what am I going to do to get that itch scratch? If I'm a domestic abuser, what am I going to do on the streets? We try to keep people safe from everything except the thing we as people, black people and brown people, need to be safe from. People who already have their minds made up. You already know the answer to the question. And you know it, otherwise you wouldn't be afraid to ask the question. If you find people who are having these biases, it's simple. Do not hire them. They're costing you billions of dollars a year selling all these suits. Municipalities pay a lot of money to make sure that they cover up for brutal officers. The other thing is, if you find them on your force now, move them out of places where they have contact with people of color. You can be behind a desk. If you want to wear a uniform, it ain't got to be on our streets. I don't think it's unreasonable to ask that you do what it says on the door. If we went to a store and they had an advertisement and they didn't live up to it, you would go to the manager and say, hey, this is a lie. This is not, it's not billed as advertised. Protect and serve should mean just that to everybody. And if you can do something about it and you don't, your door is lying and your uniform is lying. That's a little note from the GED section. Thank you for watching our show. Thank you.